Well, it's now 3 to 4 years back. It was in 2020. It was I think it was a December, and United was linked so much to a player coming in from Quinto. That is it. A club that obviously comes in through from Ecuador, and the player that United was looking at was Moises Caicedo. And by that time, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the manager of Man United, and we failed to obviously bring in Moises Caicedo at like £10 million. And Brighton went ahead, obviously signed this player, loaned him to a certain team, and then gave him his debut season, I think the season of 2020-2023. And Moises Caicedo was a revelation to an extent that they went ahead to sell him for £115 million to Chelsea. And United were really so close to signing this player, but they just pulled out. You all know that Brighton wouldn't have gone ahead to sign a player if at all United really wanted to sign him, because these players always want to come to big teams. Now, that decision that was taken by Man United costed us, because would have been one of the best teams to be having one of the best CDMs in the world, because I believe at the age of 21, if at all playing at the level of Caicedo, you still have like 4 or 5 years to hit your prime, and you have a lot to learn. So he's now one of the best CDMs in the Premier League, though things are not going to hate to settle him. Things are not going to hate to settle well for him at the club of what's the name? At the club of Chelsea. But this guy is really good, and his ceiling is really high. So this time round, Man United don't want to miss out on another opportunity of signing the new Moises Caicedo, discovered by the same team, LDU Quinto in Ecuador. Welcome to this channel. This is Rock and David, and this is the United Matters channel, bringing you all stories concerning the side of Man United, and we thank God for the gift of life. It's the 5th of January. And we come here to bring you the transfer news. It's January. Expect lots of transfer stories coming in through here onto this channel, and continue to subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel of errors. And the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and let's obviously start it off in the best way I've gone ahead to plan out this video. I'm going to bring you a couple of stories and then come up with what I think is going to be a very huge analysis about this boy. Now, Christian Martin, he's a broadcaster and marketeer, and obviously UEFA Rugby Union. He's the one who went ahead, obviously, broke this story that Manchester United and Brighton are showing sudden interest in LDU Quinto midfielder Óscar Zambrano, who is just 19 years of age. People at Old Trafford call Zambrano the new Moises Caicedo. So this is the new Moises Caicedo, and United don't want to make the mistake they did way back. I remember telling you the synopsis of all this. That's why when I was starting this video, I gave you a little bit of a background on what this guy is to Manchester United, and United not wanting to obviously make the same mistake they did on Moises Caicedo in the January transfer window of 2021. Would have gone ahead to be having Moises Caicedo with us, but they failed to sign him. That is the guy putting on shirt number 5, one of the best CDMs in the world at his age, especially in South America, and very many clubs are really looking at him. I was going through my archives, and I really saw that even Barcelona had gone ahead to scout the lad. So that shows you exactly how this is obviously working out. Now, another story followed up coming in through from Oscar Martin, and Sports Witness also told us that Luton Town have already made an offer to sign Ecuadorian midfielder Óscar Zambrano, but LDU Quinto have decided to stall due to sudden interest being shown up by Man United and Brighton. Now, United and Brighton are into this, and you know what it means when these ones have gone ahead to go at loggerheads. Brighton might be really a very huge block into this deal, because they've already gone ahead to do a deal with this team on Moises Caicedo. And trust me, when Brighton goes there, the price might change a little bit. Why? Because they really sold the player at £150 million. You all understand that there was a sell-on percentage that LD Quinto really got from the side of Brighton, and you never know, they might crack business well in between these clubs. But Luton Town had already gone ahead to make an offer, but that offer had already gone ahead to obviously be rejected, because they saw to it that more and more and more offers were coming in through, and interest has been picked by very many clubs in there for you. Then Oscar Martin via Foot Condo. The Glazers and Ineos have given the okay for Man United to move for LDU Quinto midfielder Oscar Zambrano. United do not want to miss out on him like they did with Moises Caicedo. I've already gone ahead to let you know about that. So an offer has been given to Manchester United to obviously go and really sign this guy, young and talented. And to me, players like him are really very important to us, because if you let this player go to Brighton, hear me out, if you let him go to Brighton, he'll play just 2 seasons at Brighton, and Man United will be in need of signing this player, and it will cost us north of 120 million pounds. Now, it's better to get him at, like, even if it's 10 million pounds, and get him at Man United, get him a best place to improve him, and that is none other than Man United, because Ten Hag is going to have to show us that he can groom players and improve them at the club of Man United without sending them on loan. For example, look at Alejandro Garnacho. He's a player that he found the academy of Man United, and really he's making him one of the best players at the club of Man United. Look at Kobe Menu. Kobe Menu never needed to obviously go on loan. Very many clubs showed interest in him to go to see to it that he goes on loan last season, but Ten Hag said no, I'm gonna keep him here. So if you are to be told the best manager to obviously get these players into the first team, I think Erik Ten Hag is the man, and that can act as a catalyst for Óscar Zambrano to obviously show to it that United can obviously make a good go for you, because look at how Garnacho is going to hit to elevate. Look at how Kobe Menu is going to hit to be fit into the team of Man United. He's just 19 years of age. That means he still has a lot to learn, and if at all Erik Ten Hag is going to hate to approve his signing on the board, if we get him, don't even be surprised if at all he can even get in the team of Man United this season, because he's really young, and Ten Hag likes to work with young, talented players because he knows exactly what they can offer. And they can be well scripted, because Ten Hag will let them know that you have to do ABCD, and he will at any time be ready to flaunt Kobe Menu and Zambrano into the midfield of Man United, because he knows exactly what this is all about. If it's too early for the season for him to get into the starting 11 of Man United, then next season he'll be one of those that will come into the team of Man United, and that will mean that we will be having no reason to go in and spend big on a midfielder, depending on the qualities that this guy will come at an exhibit on the field of play, because you'll have to keep Casemiro there, knowing that Casemiro is here to give guidance to these guys. Oscar Zambrano and Kobe Menu in that midfield, and we will be building a side that will last here for so long. You know, if you're having a midfield, when you're having Zambrano, you're having Kobe Menu, you're having Garnacho, there is Rasmus Højlund and Amad Diallo, your front five will be elite. And there is another youngster that will join that queue easily, Hansek Aron, that Norwegian player. He's really very, very good, and trust me, if he joins them, they'll be really great. When you look at those players I've gone ahead to mention, I think their average age is like 20. Why? Kobe Menu, 18. Zambrano, 19. Garnacho, 19. Amad Diallo, 20. Rasmus Højlund, 20. And Aaron Hansek, I think is like 18, 19. That's what exactly is happening at the club of Man United. So when you're having a manager like Erik Ten Hag, it's easy for you to build up on something. And I think it's not going to be like that of Chelsea, because that of Chelsea has not been given time to operate. There is a lot of pressure there, and they're really lacking some experienced players to obviously act along these players. But at Man United, you see to it that as you bring in these young players, they are already players that they can look on and really understand exactly what this is all about. And what is this all about? It's all about one thing: building that DNA that Alex Ferguson built in 1992. And you remember those guys or those players were referred to as the class of 1992. Nicky Butt, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Gary Neville, Phil Neville. You remember that class of 1992. And when I look at that, it's obviously everywhere that Erik Ten Hag will be building a class of 2024. Why? The Camboilas have shown us that they are really willing to come and fit into this club. And with the experience we're having at the club of Man United, these youngsters are really gonna prevail, and no one is gonna stop them as a club of Manchester United. So for me, I'm just excited for this deal, and I wish it obviously comes through. But let's see what is coming, because very many people have gone ahead to put out stories about this youngster, and it shows you how good he is. Now, this is the Sun Football. Óscar Zambrano is available for £5.5 million. That's the amount of money that is being put out onto the youngster, and I think those are peanuts for the club of Man United. You know, they can easily get that money out and really dish it there, see to it that this guy really comes in through. And for only the salary of Jadon Sancho, if at all he joins Borussia Dortmund, will be enough to obviously cater for this guy. I told you, if United is to pay just half of that salary of Jadon Sancho, that means we are going to be saving £700,000 a month. Times 6, that is 4.2, and this is 5.5. So it shows you that we are just a £1 million away from really adding the money to the savings I've gone ahead to save from Jadon Sancho to get in this youngster, and that is Óscar Zambrano. And I would love to see him coming through, because we have a lot to offer to these young kids. And look at teams like Barcelona. You know, they've gone ahead to pay 40 million euros for Victor Roque, 18 years of age. Real Madrid went ahead and bought a 16-year-old striker, that is Endrick, for, I think, plays for Palmeiras, for 65 million euros. Now, if at all there is a bargain of this youngster, bring him on and really try, because you cannot really win a lottery without making your pledge. So you have to make your pledge, and when all goes well, you really get where you deserve to be. So I think this is what we should really give a go. Then Manchester United's intention is to sign Óscar Zambrano from LDU. That is Camila Taufik. You know, he's really another one coming in from Ecuador. He works for Bets. It's Bets on Ecuador. So he came out and obviously told us that, meaning that this is really making rounds down in Ecuador. And then Darius, Ecuador. They've told us that Man United are accelerating to sign LODU Quinto midfielder Óscar Zambrano this month. That is it. So they are working hard to see that this deal really goes on as to plan. Then Bournemouth are set to send, this is Fabrizio Romano, Bournemouth are set to send a bid for LDU Quito midfielder Óscar Zambrano linked to Man United. The initial process will be 5.5 million euros. So even Bournemouth are willing to put in a bid. So very many clubs are really putting in bids, and this is going to lead to an influx in the price tag of this young lad. And I know LDU Quinto will see to each other. They obviously go with the best, you know, the highest bidder will really take this player, and we wait and see. And with the likes of new negotiators coming with the club of Man United, I think we can negotiate better than Brighton and get this deal over the line very, very soon. Then lastly, we are having a story coming in from Marco Lopez Castillo. He works for USF Ecuador, and he works on radio WFM, and for the Teledeportes. This is all from Ecuador. He's telling us that Bournemouth will submit a bid for Óscar Zambrano on Friday, and another club near the bottom of the Premier League will submit the same bid. Man United want to enter the race, but still haven't. So, as it stands, there is interest for the club from the club of Man United, and if all goes well, we can outcompete all those. If at all we make a decision to obviously convince this player to come in through and sign for us. And remember, we are having one of the ex internationals and one of the most celebrated player in Ecuador, that is Antonio Valencia. He can easily go there and tell the lad, please come to our team. And he was so much excited to convince Caicedo to come to the club of Man United. And to his disappointment, United went ahead to pull out. But this time around, I think there will be no pull out. If at all, we go full in for that. So guys, your thoughts on Óscar Zambrano to United race on are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think we are going to win this race? All that and more into the comment section below. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. It's a Friday and Juma Karim to the Muslims. Rokan David is here. I'm out. Bye-bye, my mates. But don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we need these subscribers. We want to hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month of January, and I know we are gonna hit that milestone. Not so? Ciao ciao, my mates.